Who or what could make this intricate crop formation with binary code message included in the middle of the night? Now these are images by Lucy Pringle. Crop circles, intricate messages. The crop circle here appeared in 2002 in a field near Crabwood, UK, and we know that these are areas where the ley lines of the earth appear, and this is usually where the crop circles are also found. And if you see the videos previously concerning crop circles, the ball size or football size plasma balls, balls of light that are seen above the areas where the crop circles are formed in just a few hours, are actually found to be electromagnetic. Now, these things are usually found in ley lines of the earth grid. This particular one, 2002, Crabwood, UK. And it's real. It's been filmed, documented in the crop circle archives, and you can see better pictures and video footage of it there. So, it happened. Regardless of who you believe made it, it's ridiculously precise, like many others, and contains a humanoid face, but looks like a version of a typical gray alien, quote unquote. It also includes a hand with fingers, and in the hand is a disc with a binary code, as well as 3 points in alignment over the being's right shoulder that may represent the constellation Orion, or Orion's belt. Crop circles happen all over the world, and they're made quite often, constantly ignored by mainstream media. These intricate, complicated, precise, beautiful designs only seem to be brought up in a ridiculous type piece. But the thing is, you can only make out its shape by looking at it from the air. Kindly support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support, and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box. And here's an image of it from up above. So, perhaps because UFOs or these balls of light, which we don't know where they're from, what are they? Who's behind this intelligent type of design? Obviously, it's not coincidental. So, what's behind this? UFOs, balls of light, associated with some of these designs. And because there was, as the first director of Central Intelligence Agency once said, an official campaign of secrecy and ridicule, many citizens are led to believe the unknown flying objects are actually nonsense. Well, when they're flying around doing all these designs, what is causing this? Now, it's not surprising, given what we already know about the CIA's connection to mainstream media, why we've seen so many ridicule pieces of these kinds of things influencing the collective mind. And for anybody who's been looking into the phenomenon in a serious matter, and many have, there are anomalies surrounding them that cannot really be explained unless you accept an unconventional explanation. The only time they get attention are when there are sloppy and man-made, like this one, more complex, extremely precise ones have strange measurements associated with them, and are made in the dead of night, leaving no traces, marks, or footprints. So to be honest, we'd have to be surprised if many circles were man-made. Many are, and we know that. But if it was deliberate to debunk the phenomenon, is another matter to be discussed. Now, these pictures are by Lucy Pringle, taken by her, as well as some screenshots. Not all are unexplained. Some are clearly man-made, while others remain drowned in mystery. Richard Taylor, a physicist at the University of Oregon, is one of several academics to take interest in the crop circle phenomenon within recent years. Unfortunately, his is the only work that seems to be published in a serious, peer-reviewed scientific manner. Taylor, despite ridiculing any supernatural type of hypothesis, believes that crop circle artists are not going to give up their secrets easily, he says. He believes that unknown artists are venturing into the countryside close to your homes to carry out their craft, safe in the knowledge that they are continuing the legacy of the most science-oriented art movement in history. I've used him as an example in multi-crop circle articles that I've written, and that's because there are strange measurements taken at crop circle locations that cannot be debunked. The strange measurements are, of course, the physical electromagnetic changes, also the nodes in the corn and the stalks of the corn that are blown out because of the change in the electromagnetic field there at the time when these crop circles are being made by these plasma balls. Now, Taylor has suggested that crop circle artists are using GPS devices, lasers, and microwaves to create these astonishing patterns of geometric forms due to the measurements that he obviously became aware of in his research. Some of these designs are so mysterious and complex that they've even been studied in a laboratory setting, and some have indicated that the nodes of some of the stalks were blasted out on one side. It's not conclusively known how this is done, but the effect has been replicated by highly localized microwave heating. This type of technique causes water inside to vaporize and dislodge, and as a result, the stalk flops completely over to one side. Richard Dolan, UFO for the 21st Century Mind, wrote that in his book in 2014. Now, many other scientists and academics who are completely convinced that there should be serious attention given to these designs would never have their work published simply because of the implications and the fact that it defies belief. We see the same type of thing with regards to non-material science and parapsychology, which despite having significant statistical results that match our hard science, quote unquote, is still somewhat ridiculed by many, but things are changing and progress is being made. So what do the codes say? Paul Vigay, British computer consultant, notable for work in developing and supporting RISC-OS software, a long-time research in the field, having also worked with Mel Gibson on the film Signs, unfortunately died very mysterious death when he was the one who was discovered that the message was encoded in ASCII binary code. And according to his interpretation, it reads this: beware of bearers of false gifts and their broken promises, much pain but still time, damaged word that we don't know what it says. There is good out there, we oppose deception, conduit closing, bell sound, end quote. So video footage of the circle, pictures taken from YouTube screenshots, blurry screens, shorts compared with the actual footage. Basically, you can see people walking around the field, and you can, as we said, you can actually see the outline of this formation only from up above. So you can see people roaming around in it after it's been discovered. The traces in and out were made after its discovery for people to come and look at it, but there was no sign of entrance or exit prior to that. Strange light phenomenon. Another interesting oddity regarding crop circles is that the electromagnetic field over the area where the crop has been laid down to create the image is often electrostatically charged. Greg Jeffries, historian, says there is a mounting body of evidence that suggests that a rare form of electromagnetic energy called an ionized plasma vortex, generally known as ball lightning, is involved. This explanation was originally offered by physicist Dr. Terence Meaden, who believed that these patterns were the result of atmospheric phenomena. He suggested that wind currents and ionized plasmas are the culprit, but how could such a thing create such a design? Could wind currents and ionized plasma think? Now, one of the past videos I made, a design on the one of the crop circles showed 3 speeds of light. The examples are 3 different speeds of light. And again, can wind currents, ionized plasmas think? Of course not. Several investigators believe that some kind of light energy is key in creating these circles. They've even been filmed in a number of times and are all over YouTube, including videos that you can see there. And the light phenomenon is discussed, filmed in the videos you'll find here in the link. There are many floating on YouTube. Many pictures have been taken of this type of light, which seems to go hand in hand with multiple crop circles. Military activity into strange phenomenon is nothing new, so the video below should not be surprising you, especially now that it's been disclosed that the military have been chasing these objects, these UFO plasma balls, for years. Personally, based on my research over the years, the writer says, I have no doubt that some of these designs are extraterrestrial and or spiritual in nature. I still have a lot of research to do, and there are a lot of people's work in this area I'm still looking into. The crop circle phenomenon is very interesting. Understandably, one might be quick to instantly dismiss the idea that some of these designs could be the work of some unknown entity. Many reasons to further ponder these wonders of the world exist. Foster Gamble, heir to Procter & Gamble Corporation, and great-great-grandson to James Gamble, illustrates in his film Thrive that the extremely complex circles are also littered with strange magnetic particles. This is by Arjun Walia on Humans Are Free. Please leave your comments. Thank you for your support.